StreamYard is really laggy today. I've got a feeling I have to go back and trim this one. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Oh, we were all sat here for a good 10 seconds going, nothing's happening.
I was afraid to talk.
Going to go.
Well, I pressed everything, but it just wasn't starting. And then
Oh,
it
we're here
started
now.
like 8 seconds into the clip. Yes. We're here now.
It's the damned
My
heat,
screen looks
don't you
very-
know?
very
Yes,
yellow.
you look like you're very pixelated, Mikey.
Yes.
Must be the damned heat, you know.
It's all right,
Anyway.
baby. It happens to everyone.
It's a signal.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
I think Kaylee's got every device in the house switched on.
All right, okay. Good afternoon, viewing world. We're here.
Yes.
Ish.
Just about.
Yes.
Ish.
Uh,
There you go.
Sonic says, ahoy there, mateys.
Arr. Arr.
Modders says, good afternoon. Tish says,
Afternoon.
good. No. Gary says, good afternoon, all.
Yeehaw.
And Squarish says,
Squarish.
hello. Hello, James.
Hello. James.
Welcome back. So, gentleman and lady, what have you been up to?
Are you gone, lady?
Right, upset modders in the first 8 seconds. Well, Matthew, tonight I'm going to. Oh no, that's a different show, isn't it? Today I have been cleaning out my resin tank in my 3D printer. I have been loading stuff onto my new external hard drive, and I am going to complete the deckling on my fork, which I did on Saturday. Let's get it right. Let's get it right there. So I've did it on Saturday. Got the
Other camera, Gary.
say again.
You're showing it to the other camera.
I'm showing it to this camera.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're pointing it over to the side.
Well, no, but anyway, there you go. And one of the fins has just dropped off, so I've got to repair that. And yeah, that's really what I've been doing, apart from sitting in the garden and enjoying the sunshine.
Excellent. What about you, foreign correspondent?
Well,
And I don't mean the drop in the back.
yeah. So yeah, Bron, my wife had a day off today, so we started off with a brunch, sort of like eggs Benedict and all that sort of stuff. That was lovely, and just then pottering around the house and stuff. We've got furniture and things happening tomorrow, and then helping my daughter pick up. She's bought a new old car, so picking that up on Wednesday. So I've got a full week, but it's all good. Oh, and yeah, modelling wise, I'll show you that. Let's just swap camera. So I've been playing with Edward's camel. This one. This is the that one there. So the 48 scale Camel & Co. double boxing thing from Edward. I think you get 10 different schemes in it and stuff like that. So this one is done now. This is painted up like Captain Bigglesworth if he was real. So it's his squadron and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I'd have to look it up. What is it? Oh, there we go. 266 Squadron RAF Summer 1918. Yeah, like that. So
Excellent.
beautiful kitsy. So that's the second one, obviously being a double boxing yet too. So it's all rigged and stuff. Yeah, awesome build. Love it. So that's me. That's what I've been doing.
What about you, Mikey? What have you been doing?
Not entirely sure I've been doing anything, to be honest. What have I been doing? Oh, no. Oh, I put the struts on my albatross on Friday.
Albatross.
Yeah. Oh, no. That was it. Saturday, I didn't do any model building, did I? I was working on stuff as a video, YouTube video.
Right.
So, yeah.
Modders, apart from charging around on a flying Scotsman, and what have you been doing?
Well, I'm currently in Scotland. Went up to see some friends in Edinburgh. I cut this one's grass yesterday in the back garden and front garden. Took me, what was it, nearly 4 hours?
Christ, how big's his garden?
Not that big, but he let it get to knee length, and I only had a string.
Right.
I'm not getting the money yet for that.
So for Stuart, it was about waist high then.
About that. So that was fun. 4 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Hey.
Well,
And then I'm traveling home tomorrow.
You sound very happy about it.
I enjoy being up here. I really do. It's a lot more peaceful than where I am.
Oh, yeah. But you can't understand what anyone's saying.
I can.
Stuart says, hi. Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Stuart.
Welcome to I think we're all half asleep today.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
I'm right-eyed and bushy.
I think it's the heat
know
from
what?
the last couple of days.
I was going to paint my pigs, but I might just finish building the universal carrier and then just paint it afterwards, rather than just painting it and then assembling it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Good afternoon, Jim. Good morning, Jim. Hope you've got your coffee.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Hey, Jim.
I need a coffee.
I'm afraid the temperature
batteries
has got
running.
too much for me over here. I'm on the water now, not the coffee.
Well, that's healthy
Outrageous.
for you.
Where are you going?
So,
I'm
Modmin.
looking for decals.
Oh,
Yes.
the better looking Marley's just come in. Says,
What?
good day from Melbourne. I can't watch for long.
That's right. He has to work tomorrow.
Neither can I. I have to look the other
Who
way.
says coffee's on the point. Gary, do you want to do your FOM4H bit?
Yeah, can do. Can get that out of the way now. Okay, so let me tell you.
I'll
all
put your
about...
script up. Hang on.
Friends of Models for Heroes, IPMS registered online modelling club. So we're online. We have a Discord server where you can go in there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and have some company if you're modelling, if there's anyone else in there, of course. We are just scheduling some actual sessions, if you like, to go on throughout the week. But then, for example, if it was a scratch building session and you were building a tank, a Tamiya tank, you could still go in. We're just putting a bit of structure to it. It's £12 a year to be a member of Friends of Models for Heroes. The aim of the club is to support the work carried out by Models for Heroes, which is a UK-based charitable organisation that provide model kits, accessories and tools to members of the armed forces, veterans and members of the emergency services, the Blue Light Brigade. We'll go out and we go to IPMS shows. We have a stand and we have a bucket on there and we display our models and all that sort of thing. So for an adult, it's £12 a year, as I said. For an under 18-year-old, it's completely free of charge. Yeah, that's basically what we do. Come along and join us. It's a very fun and active Discord server we've got running, which is proving to be a very good medium for what we do.
It is indeed. Colin, do you want to say it?
Back to the studio. I wasn't going to say it this week. Oh, The little boy
John,
next door is
John, we do
working on
have a compulsory message from Kerry.
We didn't finish yet.
Jesus, she doesn't want me to be part of this show anymore, does she? No. Well,
I've
actually, it
actually
is.
put that
It
on.
is. I finished the camel.
Yeah.
Is she actually
Fire
in
everywhere.
yet? I don't think she's actually in there.
No, she's not. I've just got
No.
it saved as a banner. It's a wine channel.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Il
Yeah.
bastardo.
She asked me this morning. She said, "Are you live at 2?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Right, I'll go and do something else."
Fair enough.
Right. Deckling.
Hmm.
I just realised I
Well,
don't have to leave now.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Doopy doopy doop doop.
I have this rather cool little thing that means I don't have to lean down to reach my figures anymore.
Ooh. Who's a
Just raising
clever
them up
boy?
that little bit. I think it only cost me like £3 off AliExpress.
Don't mention AliExpress.
Don't mention.
I don't get in trouble for it.
No.
I got that off there. It's only a tenner. Yay.
I'm just sorting through decals here. I'm looking for a particular. Well, I just bought a. Oh, I think the other Mr. Marley would be happy with this. That boxing 48 scale
Oh, nice.
51D for 10 Australian dollaroonies, which is bloody
Ooh.
good.
Which is about £2.50.
Yeah, I think it's a tuppence.
That's good.
But I'm looking at, like, I don't particularly want to do the American one. I don't know why, but what's calling out to me is either what I've got left from the previous build, which is the Dooley Bird one, but I don't have the British roundels for that. But I'm just looking at, I've got Aussie sheets for the Korean War, 77 Squadron and stuff. Again, I don't know if I want to do that because it's 77 Squadron. It's also the most boring looking Mustang in the world. But,
No such thing. No such thing as a boring looking Mustang.
challenge accepted.
They just ooze sexiness.
Oh, I'll put that down there.
Modman, are you posting
All right.
a link? Or Monday.
Yes, I can do. Normally you ask me to, but I.
I know. I forgot.
Right,
I'm
hang on,
half asleep on here.
Don't wind her
Okay.
up. She'll set Orion on you.
We should have a conversation about expectation management, Mikey.
Orion will just cuddle you to death.
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
hoping Taylor Swift's going to do that to me, but it never happens.
Sure, hit me on the ears.
Yeah,
Aye. Right, hang on, because
Oh,
for some
bugger.
reason this isn't. Hang on.
God, it's a song in my head from my daughter used to sing when she was a kid.
Crappy little stickers.
Flat red.
Oh, they're nice.
No, they're not. Oh, they were free. Whatever.
Well, I thought they were.
God, you're so dramatic, John.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Everyone's a critic.
Yeah. They give you some bloody stickers, and all you can do is throw it back in their face.
Yeah.
You ungrateful swine.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Take him out and have that man lashed.
Right. So
Yes.
I reckon today, what I'm going to be working on, I reckon, is so you've seen this before. This is
you reckon?
an Edward 48 scale Spitfire Mark II, but modelled as a Mark I. With the big Sin set, so the engine, interior, and gun bays and stuff like that. And I reckon it deserves a diorama, so I'm going to actually dabble with that and build my second diorama ever, Let's see how that
Oh.
goes. So
Oh,
these
Took
brilliant.
no
Oh,
persuasion from us.
ugh, no.
well,
So this is the
Ooh.
the people to go around it. You know. So we've got the pretentious pilots, one walking along saying like, you know, will you stop bloody talking? The other guy's going, oh, and then I did this, and then he did that, and you know all that gack.
yes, and that fucker was a Messerschmitt.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, all these other little people, and I've got their furniture and accoutrement. Well, these are all the panels for the rest of the aircraft, so they'll be around the aircraft. And I've got some other tools and stuff that come with it. So, oxy trolleys and a ladder, which I stood on about 10 minutes before we went live and just virtually destroyed. But you know, woe is me. And other stuff. Oh, there's an armament table. So I'm going to be painting up some of this gear, I think. Just playing around with figures.
Cool.
Jesus!
I've been up for ages.
Has it?
All the while you were
Yeah.
talking through that.
I was wondering why you
that
were
was
bloody
on
gone
screen.
quiet. It sounded like a bloody setup. Oh.
Oh, dear.
Like, comments. Where were we?
Yes. My comment is you're all a pack of bastards.
We love you, John.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ladder's seen better days, but, you know, she'll be right.
She'll be right.
She'll be right, mate. Kicks by light, mate.
Coffee is on the boil, says Jim.
Nice
Huzzah.
one, Jim. I'm on the boil at the moment.
Are you a bunny boiler? Jim says, as is my temper, had a most distasteful setback on a model. And why
Oh,
am I
dear.
moving further away from the microphone? I do not know. Made my
Well-
voice sound even softer. Woo.
Just look at it as a learning
Hello.
experience, Jim.
Yes. Tell us a bit more about it later on, Jim, please.
Sonic says, hey, Paul. Jim says, hello to all in chat and our 4 gracious hosts.
Well, gracious.
The better looking Marley says, good day, Jim, our mate from Illinois.
Mm.
And Jim says, hello, Paul. Glad you're here today. And Tiffany says, https // Duke says, good day, you beautiful people. Flew back from Queensland for my granddaughter's 5th birthday. Excellent.
Nice. Hello, Duke.
Sonic says,
Um,
hi, Duke. In Jockanese. We've got the other member in. Hello, Jim.
Good
Hello,
morning,
Jim.
everyone. How are you
Afternoon.
all? Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Mr. Sonic.
Hi,
So,
Jim.
Mr. Heisenberg,
Yes, sir.
aka Sexy Bald Man, what was your distasteful setback with the model? What happened?
If you give me one moment, I'll be right back and I will show you. It won't take but a second.
I will just get
Oh,
it from the bin.
God, he's turned it into a peanut.
Let's see if I can. Whoops.
He's
Blind.
made the most phallic rocket ever.
Okay.
Make you happy
Well, this is a Tiger 1.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On the Tiger 1, there are suspension arms.
Yes.
And on one of them, they broke. So I've got to come up with a way, which I will eventually, to make sure that I can secure this road wheel to the broken suspension arm, which is now broken. So I wasn't
Drill a cocktail
expecting this to
stick.
happen. And well, I added to the problem by trying to force it loose. I thought that it should be free rolling. In other words, it should move just like this one.
Yeah.
And well, that's the result of me trying to force it, snapped it off, and it's not so much that it's problem that
Didn't your
can't be
mother ever
overcome.
tell you never to force it in?
Pardon? Say it again, Mike, in that same tone
Didn't
of
your
voice.
mother ever tell you it's bad manners to try and force it in?
Aye. Well, no, but a Beavis and Butthead soundbite comes up here. He said force.
All I can say, Jim, is it must be something to do with the heat. He's been out in the heat this morning, and I think it's affected him.
Well,
I think it's a lack of sleep.
lack of sleep, or you've been getting enough rest, Mikey, or
No, just not been getting good quality sleep, I don't think.
oh yeah, well that does make a difference. It builds up. I know
I'm in
what you
pain,
mean.
so
Anyhow, no, it's not that it's insurmountable. It's just a bitter surprise. One of those unexpected oops moments that comes in, and you just got to work your way through that moment of frustration. And yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, that happens all the time
Yeah,
to all of us.
yeah. I mean, are we modelers or are we Lego builders?
Is
You
it?
know,
Are we
you
not
got to
men?
overcome some things.
I build
that could
both.
start a whole kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
So
all
anyhow,
modeling.
like the SAS crest says, he who dares wins. So I will come up with a solution.
Yeah.
So how's everybody's weekend?
Very good.
Fine.
I did
Quiet.
something this weekend I haven't done for 30 years.
And that is?
Have a tug.
I went to church.
Yes.
We're all thinking it.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, but
You're
Mikey
all,
said it.
you're all horrible. I went to church.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Not laughing
Oh,
now,
I
are
thought you were
you?
going to say you saw your feet.
Oh,
Hey, boy, we are pulling no punches today. My oh my.
I went to church and had a very, very uplifting time.
And
It was a
didn't
modern
burst into
church.
flames.
It wasn't traditional church. And the first 40 minutes was like being at a rock concert.
Oh, yes.
Really? That
Yeah.
loud?
Yeah, loud, upbeat music, lots
Okay.
of singing, lots of dancing.
What was it, Pentecostal church?
It's an all nations church. It's called Lighthouse Family. Lighthouse Church. No, Lighthouse Family were a pop group. Lighthouse
Is it run by a
Church.
guy with scars on his face?
No,
Yeah.
Called Seal.
it was very nice. It was a very nice day.
Excellent. Well, good for you, Gary. Good for
And
you.
they give you free coffee as well. So
Well, now you can't beat that.
yeah. And you
I
can
think got a
take it
bacon
into,
buffet.
and a bacon roll as well.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
well,
I'm on the way.
even better.
Yes.
And John, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. I went down to Sydney. I'm trying to think. Was it yesterday? Saturday. My
Oh.
daughter's bought she's buying a new car. Well, a new new car. So we're going to pick that up on Wednesday most likely. But I went down to have a look at it with her and stuff like that. So that was all right. And then a couple other things. So Bron didn't work today. She's not working tomorrow. We've got things going on. Deliveries around the house. A new stash acquisition happened. All sorts of stuff. Been quite busy, really. Oh, and booked in for I think 4 hours of MRIs in about a week's time.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Mm.
Are you claustrophobic?
No.
Neither am I. But it feels like I feel like a torpedo.
Yeah.
I just go to sleep.
They offer us music. We can have headphones on, and they ask you what kind of music you want. So all right, I'll take this. And yeah, it actually is one of the quietest times of the day for me, despite the noise of the machine. It actually brings about a moment of peace. And I one time they had to wake me up.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
granddaughter,
There we go. That ladder's fixed.
as part of her cancer recovery, had to have an hour and a half's MRI last year
Wow.
down in London, and they said, "What music do you want to listen to?" She said, "Arctic Monkeys," and they played her an Arctic Monkeys CD. So
Good. 90 minutes. That's quite a session.
Yeah, it was
Most I've had is about 40, 45.
no, she was in for an hour and a half, and
Ooh.
I've
Well,
been
I
in
hope she was
Franco
comfortable.
Well, all I know is it was 2.5 hours in the car to get there, half an hour, an hour and a half in the hospital while she was having her MRI, and then it was 2.5 hours back home. But
Yeah.
she did stop for a McDonald's, being of that
The,
age group. The mandatory McDonald's had to be done on the way home.
oh yeah.
Here's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fun fact for you. I wired up the first MRI machine in Australia. Hooray!
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
used to be an electrician in a hospital.
And then his brother came along and fixed it.
Yeah, or something like that.
see,
Well, you know.
see, Duke Wellington is adding a little joke here. You noticed the last comment he had.
I'm having headaches.
I was having my
Yep.
headaches, so I had
Yeah.
a CT of the brain. Didn't find anything.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me, Duke. I always have that empty-headed feeling. Okay, Tiffany,
Don't
how was your weekend? Nope.
and not too bad. Did some gardening. That's pretty much about it.
Okay, well, that's nice to do. Yeah, my upstairs neighbor owns the house that I live in, and he's got a backyard that he's quite the green thumb person himself. In fact, he works at a nursery, so he's always had a love for plants and what am I trying to say, botany, I think it is, or things like that. So yeah. And Mikey, how was your weekend?
Bloody hell!
Very quiet. I had all Saturday on my own.
Oh, really? Oh,
It was
okay.
lovely.
All right.
You
The
was
wife
on
went out with the
Discord on
mother-in-law
Saturday, weren't you?
shopping. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Other than that, I was
Oh
on my
yeah,
own.
because Mrs. Mikey found a present for me, didn't she?
She did, and I've got a poster. We found a box.
So
to put in, so
I've still got to send you Gordon Bennett. So
Oh yeah. That was that's good work there, Gary. I saw that on Friday.
yeah,
Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, right?
that's Gordon Bennett Mark II. Gordon Bennett Mark I didn't really survive the cleaning process.
Okay. Yeah. Now, let me ask you: when you're doing these parts in
survive the
3D
carrying.
printing,
Yeah,
and you make them, how strong are they? Even the thicker parts, are do they have some durability where they can handle the removal process and the cleanup process without breaking?
something this size. Okay, you have to be very careful when you're removing, like the weapons that he's got
Right.
there and his spiky hair.
Okay.
You've got to be careful there. But if I just show you, just trash the house. Some of the more bigger prints that I've done, for example, this chap here who's going to be Captain Price from Call of Duty, and these things are pretty sturdy.
Right. Yeah.
But most of the stuff I'm printing is the smaller stuff, so you just have to be a little bit careful. Getting the supports off. But I have, having watched YouTube, found a trick where you dip the model before you take the supports off.
Right. Yes.
In some hot water.
Yes.
That softens it, and they literally peel off. So
right. Yeah. There's anybody who watch Champion Scale Modeling?
Yeah.
That's he was talking about the technique himself during his last video he posted. See, my thought is, okay, we're entering into this world of 3D, model making, and you can literally buy or print your own model that someone else creates in your own home. Now, my thought is that if you're doing something like a ship or a tank or even an airplane where you have many small parts, how strong are they going to be, and what kind of finesse and touch is going to be required to make sure that they are not damaged? I mean, I understand you can make a replacement, but it seems
I
to me
would-
like that would, for myself, who was a bit heavy-handed when it comes to small parts, that is a concern.
I would say it's probably along the same lines as small photo etch parts.
Yeah.
But you do have the beauty, as you said, then that you can, if you break it, you can reprint it.
Right.
I
That
mean-
is a saving grace. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One of the guys wanted to make some 50 caliber machine guns for a B-17. So rather than make the amount he needed, he filled the whole build plate full of them. So he had loads of spares.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
he's always got spares.
yeah, that reminds me of my metal fabrication days. We used to make sheets of parts, and we always made more than we needed in case of any kind of defect in the manufacturing process along the way. So we got backups. Yeah, you had to account for scrap.
Yeah.
Well, we've all gone quiet. What
Yeah.
you're working on your farm
Yeah.
diorama, Mike?
So I've bored them. See.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks.
Ah,
Yeah. Who's in the chat other than us five?
I know
James
Sonic's
can
in the
probably still
chat.
be in.
Sonic's still in there.
I think James is probably in. He's just listening because he listens whilst he's actually in work.
Hmm.
Because he's naughty as a rebel.
I noticed a few people do that. Like they listen in whilst they're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, I do that with the We Have Ways of Making You Talk podcast with El Murray and James Holland. I turn that on in the background, and I work at my model bench.
Yeah, I put that on before when I go to bed at night and listen to it in bed. Unfortunately, I then wake up with the headphones still on and constantly have to rewind it to
Go back to hear what you missed.
I don't
Well,
know.
actually, you heard it. It was in your subconscious because
Yeah.
a lot of people do that when they go to sleep. They sometimes people do that to learn a language.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, or audio books, and they can literally go to
So,
sleep.
Gary, what's your excuse for not knowing about history then?
I do know about history. I got Cobra right the other day.
That's right. That's right. Winner, chicken dinner. That's right. 25 July, 1944.
Yeah, I got that right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of 80th anniversary things. 1944 was a very busy year.
Yeah, I was funny enough. I was thinking about that yesterday because you've got the D-Day and all the battles that came after D-Day in France. Then you've got Market Garden 80th anniversary.
Right.
Then you've got the Bulge
Right.
80th anniversary of that. Then you're then building up to the likes of Varsity and things like that, which I think are next year.
That's right.
But it will,
Yes, they are. Yep. Early February 1945 was Varsity. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what the tour guides are, how busy the tour guides are going to be for Market Garden and for the Bulge.
Oh yeah,
because this year's D-Day celebration, just like the 75th. Anytime you get on a number that people recognize, there were something like 3 million people in Normandy for the D-Day festivities.
probably more went to that than are going to the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard the numbers are down. They don't have that many people showing up. But it's a lot. It's what,
yeah, they've also
weeks?
been having blackouts. They've had to cancel events and all sorts.
Really? No kidding.
They probably heard the Germans were coming.
Oh God.
Well, I did see a really unfair comment that was really unfair, but did make me laugh. That when they were doing the 400 meters final, when they fired the starting gun, the French team immediately surrendered to the Germans.
Oh my God.
And I thought that's very unfair in this day and age, but it was funny.
Boy, oh boy, some part of
James said,
history will just never go to sleep. Man, oh man. That's
James said,
Hang
heard
on.
something about listening in while working, so thought I'd listen a bit more. And then he said, he has the same thing watching Critical Role when I fall asleep. I fall asleep listening to that.
I fall asleep listening to Roll Britannia
It just
as well.
drags on and on. I had to hunt back to the bit where I nodded off. The next section always seems oddly familiar.
yeah. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute,
I
I've heard
can't
that
watch
somewhere
Critical Role,
before.
it's too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently,
I don't mind playing D&D for hours on end, but not listening to it.
Oh,
so
wait a minute.
I have a question for all the listeners, viewers, and everything else. So the Spitfire, if I'm thinking about making it like a paddock, a green field, where it's parked in, I could cut this foam out round. Do you think that would be the wrong size? Because it, it sort of overhangs it a bit. Or do you reckon I should go
No, it
for a
looks
square
nice if it-
one and have it just
No,
like,
I think the
just-
round looked nice if you did it on grass.
Yeah. I mean, I did it.
You could always
with
have
Huey.
some crewmen
I mean, I didn't do a
sat around or
diorama,
something.
but when I did the Huey, I didn't do it as a diorama, but I just stuck it on a wooden base. It overhangs that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that'd be
Fine.
fine, John. I like that idea.
All right, so I'll use that plate as a template.
Yes. I think that's a
And
smashing idea.
Bron's looking for a plate later on and finds it with a Spitfire glued onto it.
yeah, what the hell? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I knew it was
do it.
always going to happen.
You're doing a Gary gluing your models to different things that aren't supposed to be glued to them.
All I did was I glued the top onto this one. It's supposed to be a 1/72 display stand. I think it's too big, so I'm going to resize it. But I glued this top bit on,
Mm.
and then this was just before we went on air. Laid it down on my desk like that, and then consequently, because I do super glue, couldn't pick it up.
Oh, bugger. Yeah.
So, it now has. I don't know whether you can see that little white mark there. A little bit
Yeah.
of the desk permanently attached to it.
Well, it's good.
But this is actually going in the bin because I think it's too big because it's for this, and I think it's too big for this. So I'm gonna rescale it, and
You could cut it down.
I'll just rescale it because the base didn't. That was the only time I've had a fail. Was the actual base bit that it sits on failed. So I might as well do the whole thing again.
Oh. Well, anyway, I think that's a great idea, John. Definitely. Yeah, like Duke says.
Okay.
Duke says
Thank
the
you.
round base would be visually stimulating.
Or visually stimulating.
Right. Well, I'll go
That
for that
is
then.
far too easy to turn into an innuendo.
Then we won't go there.
I don't know what you mean, Governor.
No.
It went there as soon as Mikey said it.
Yeah, of course. It's yeah. But there was another concern I have about working with 3D printed stuff. Not that I'm gonna never do it, but you are
I thought you were about to
consigned
say that's
using
a-
super glue as your adhesive, and I would think you probably want to find the best quality or flexi super glue you could get, because I'm sure everyone here can attest to that. You get a certain type of super glue and ping, just the least bit of resistance, and a part will come loose.
Yeah, I must admit, the one I'm using at the moment is one my daughter got me. It's one of my 60 birthday presents for my 60th birthday present thing. It's a cheap one, and you know what? It's perfect.
Yeah.
Some brands do work very good. Do you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
have the product Loctite over there available to you?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Loctite. We get that over
Yeah.
here.
I have bought that cement, that super glue, and I found that it actually works. It certainly lasts longer without turning to a block in the tube it's
Yeah.
in before you get even halfway through it. But I
Yeah.
recently discovered Icky Sticky products down in Australia. And
Australia?
Australia. I think that's how you say it. I don't
Yes.
want to sound.
He was aiming to get us to delve into innuendo.
Well done, Duke.
We don't have innuendo corner until 2:45.
Innuendo
Oh,
bingo.
look.
Yeah.
That used to be a good game on the radio. Innuendo Bingo.
It's a board game now, I think, actually. I'm sure it is.
Is it?
Wasn't
Yeah,
that?
I'm
They used
sure
to do it
it
with
is.
clips on that week's television, didn't they?
What the
Mm.
fuck? Innuendo Bingo. That was what's his name, wasn't it? Chris Moyles.
I think so.
And I do realise that two of our panel don't know who Chris Moyles is. So
Oh, I got no idea. Well,
no,
where
I
is
don't.
England?
he's
No idea.
he's a popular
No.
disc jockey.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was a Radio 1 DJ.
And now he works for Radio X.
BBC Radio.
Is that like a satellite radios?
I have no idea, to be honest. Yeah, I think it is. I think you can only get it on the internet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of people have gone that way so that they don't have to deal with nearly as much censorship if they go through the FCC here in the United States.
Yeah.
FCC. What's that?
Federal Communications Commission, I believe, is what the acronym
right.
stands for.
Oh, so they sound like they'd be like most politicians. They really should just move on. Just give somebody else a go.
Well, I don't know what happened at the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics, but I was listening to a local sports talk radio station, as I usually do early in the morning here, and they were discussing something that was, I guess, deemed very offensive within something displayed or stated within the opening ceremonies. I don't recall what it was because they didn't go specifically to the topic.
We're not going to go into
know
too
what
much,
that is?
but yes, they recreated the Last Supper using drag queens.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Wow, that must have
on a
took a lot.
positive
There's
note-
13 people there.
On a positive note, Celine Dion did sing.
Yes,
Yes.
she did. Yeah, that's what I heard.
She hit a lot of positive notes.
Mm.
Is she French?
Canadian.
Canadian.
French
Oh,
Canadian.
Canadian.
French Canadian.
Okay, maybe she's from the eastern provinces. There's a lot of French there.
Yes. So English is not her first language.
Yeah, there was a time, I don't remember when it occurred, maybe in the 80s or 90s, but the province of Quebec wanted to break away from Canada and become its own country.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Duke says it's past 3:15 here, Gary. And Kieran says, afternoon, all.
Good afternoon,
Kieran.
Kieran. Hello to you,
Quarter
sir.
And
to
Gary's
three
massaging
in the
himself.
UK. Therefore, it's time for innuendo.
Gary, what were you doing then with your chest? What were you doing with your chest then?
I actually had an itchy move.
Oh,
Go on, John. You know you want to.
look, I'm trying to. I've got my mind on other things.
You keep your mind out of the gutter.
That's
young
what
man.
she said.
Oh,
Young man.
I've got white stuff all over my hands.
Moving on very, very swiftly.
Right. Oh, crocky blimey.
What do you let yourself in
How
for?
can I soar like an eagle?
Oh,
And I'm
so
surrounded by
have you
showboats.
seen that they've made a new, a series of the Time Bandits? They've recreated the Time Bandits.
Sorry, hang on. Just got to read this. Duke says, that was strangely erotic.
The
There you go, Gary,
glasses.
you pulled.
Oh,
Get your coat, Sheila. You've pulled.
Sorry, what were you saying, Joe?
the Time Bandits, the old classic movie from Terry Gilliam, has been made into a new series on Apple Plus. I haven't seen it yet, but it looks good on the previews.
I've never seen it.
So, did you say Time Bandits? Yeah,
Yes.
you did say Time Bandits.
Yeah, most of the Monty Python team were involved in it.
Sorry,
weren't
I'll speak slower. Time bandits.
It's all right. As long as you didn't
Time.
say some other kind of bandits.
All right. No idea. Oh my god.
Sonic says he really is one in a minion.
they? Yeah, Sonic's upset because I haven't got my yellow T-shirt on today.
Yeah, I know.
Sonic,
Okay.
you're hitting the don't quit your day
Sonic's
job.
upset because you've got the T-shirt on today.
I like it. I like it very much. I love
Sonic's
it. He's really one in a minion. Hi-oh. Little Ed McMahon for you.
All right. Now I need
Sonic's
to go
upset
and
because
get...
you've got a T-shirt on at all.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, bloody hell.
I
Good
so
Lord,
hope Perry's watching
what have
this
we
in
turned
the
into
background.
here? We really
Sonic,
are the usual suspects.
Sonic, I have got my shorts on.
Hey, what colour?
They look like Gunnar Sugden's from It Ain't Half Hot Mum.
Ah. You look like an Idaho potato, I was going to say.
I've got my crutchless shorts on.
Ah. What's the cat's name?
Orion.
Orion. Okay.
You should see his belt.
Didn't you fly on them, John?
Yes.
Did you ride the
Oh,
cat around the world?
The P3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around a long
No,
time.
no, I haven't gone around the world on one of those.
You didn't ride the
Peter
ginger
flying on
pussy?
All around the world.
Well, to try and bring this back to models, I'll introduce a book that I
That's
bought
what I'm talking about.
at the last weekend.
Oh,
I've got that one.
last weekend.
I've got that exact book.
Yeah, this is a very good book. I've been not only looking at the pictures. You know what they used to say: you can't read, look at the pictures. Well, this has got a tremendous amount of information and introduces me to the world of British armor in a way I don't think I would have found out through anything, other than something like this. This is just volume 2. There's 4 volumes of this series, but this one I bought specifically because it relates mostly to the Second World War, although it does cover a wide variety of.
who produces that book?
I'm sorry?
Who produces that book, Jim?
It's got it on Tank
It's
Museum.
from the Tank Museum.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it was published, 2009 was when it was originally published. It was a collaboration effort, apparently, between some British and Polish people, because it was printed in Poland. But it's a very good book. I mean, it's got
It also
tremendous
tells
amounts
you
of
how
information
to.
for me. I'm sorry, Mike?
It tells you how to look at black and white photos and work out what colors they were and things like that.
Yeah, it also offers basic drawings of patterns as they were laid out by the British Army and how they were prescribed to be applied to different vehicles and at different times of the war. It's a great amount of information. It really is. Also gives colors too, which is helpful. Because one thing I'm really starting to focus on, for the longest time I was always building German armor. Get another Tiger, get another Panther. And then I started focusing on British armor because primarily because of North Africa, but now it's starting to expand to what was going on in Italy and in Northwest Europe. And so I want to start buying more British armor kits from the war and constructing them. To me, it makes surprisingly a large number of them. They make the Archer, the Valentine, the Comet, and I don't think they make the Crusader. I know Border makes a model of the Crusader, and Artillery has a very old kit of the Crusader. But I have the Grant. I haven't finished it yet. I've got that stored away because I'm trying to find some tracks that will fit to it. Because I failed utterly at the Lincoln Link tracks. That was my first try, and it turned out to be a disaster. Anyway, back to everyone. Back to the usual topic of discussion in the program.
You mean gibberish?
Given how this show's been going so far, Duke says, now I'm feeling very ill. I'm not surprised.
Sorry, I had to duck off for a
What
moment there.
colour
I'm back.
are these trotters?
Now here's another question from the diorama illiterate to the people in the know. So I have.
Go on.
It says reaching down to the ground. Ow. 2 products here. Blended Turf by Woodland Scenics
Right.
and Battlefield Grass by Army Painter. I don't have a static applicator. How do I apply this? Do you reckon would I paint this darker earth or like a dirt sort of color or
Yeah,
very dark green?
I would paint it an earthy sort of color.
Mm-hmm.
Then when that's dried, I'd spray it with diluted PVA.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle the stuff on top.
Right. Okay. All right.
And then
Okay. And
use
just then do
a
that
vacuum
couple of times.
cleaner with a piece of stocking material over the end to hoover it up and it'll stand up.
That is one way of doing it.
Okay. All right. I shall. Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
opened
because
this
I do it.
one, but yeah, this apparently you don't need a static applicator, but this is all little sort of tufts of little
Really?
actual
Yeah.
grass stuff.
The other option you've got is you can take a trip down to Frontline Hobbies and buy a static grass applicator.
No, they're too expensive for the amount of.
I must admit, it's something I've not invested in.
Yeah,
You can get
I
one
mean,
on
if
Amazon
I-
for
if
like
I-
£10.
Can you?
I don't use them though.
Yeah.
All right. I shall Google that. But so you reckon
Yeah,
just
but that's
paint
because
this
you
an
didn't
earthy
make
tone?
dioramas before, Gary.
True.
Ah.
Very true.
Look who's in. Look who's in.
Hello, Carrie.
Hello, Carrie.
Glad you can join us.
Kerry,
Yeah.
I can preempt that question. Ready?
Do it.
Question, daughter of mine, why are you late?
Ooh, that had a very fatherly tone to it.
We'll be having a very small family meeting. There will not be biscuits involved regarding your late tardiness.
Now, when you say why are you late, you don't mean. Oh no, my mistake.
A message from Air
That's his
Air Officer
daughter.
Commanding Home Front, who's just said from the bowels of the bedroom where she's cleaning, if Kerry Ann's got time to come on there, she's got time to come up here and help me. Just saying, passing the message between you and your mother.
Oh, Duke has a good suggestion for you, John.
Yeah. Oh.
Mix both of all those flocking materials together. You'll get a great mix of grass. Yeah.
That's true.
Never to
Okay.
choose one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
that's
shall
the
try
thing.
that.
I don't know if anyone else has worked with static grass before, but I tried it once, and you really do have to mix the colors together
Yeah.
because otherwise it looks almost like artificial turf.
Yeah, it's too uniform.
Exactly. Yeah.
I haven't worked.
Kerry
with-
says, because I can be, you do not control me. Laugh out loud.
Ooh.
Tell Mum I
Ah.
can't because I have a bone in my leg.
Kerry Ann says she can't help you. She's got a bone in her leg. There was just chuntering from the other room.
Yeah. Sounds like she's doing it wrong.
Steady.
Cheers, Gary.
I agree with a comment on that.
What, John? What is the material of the base? What is that? Plastic?
High
styrofoam.
density.
Okay.
Yeah,
Styrofoam.
high density styrofoam. Again, Woodland Scenics.
Okay.
So it's the same as what I used on the base of the Whippet.
Okay.
Um,
Now, when
So,
you
yeah.
use that, if you put white glue onto it directly, does it absorb material, the foam, because it's porous?
so have a look. No. Just
on
sort of
top.
sits there.
Okay,
It's
yeah, just
white on
curious.
white.
Yeah. I was just wondering about that because I've never worked with that. Everything I've done is either plastic or wood.
Yeah, same here. I am a
So,
diorama
Don, have we converted you to
cherry boy.
making dioramas?
Well, I don't know. Thought like the last one sort of was easier than I don't know. Never thought it was going to be difficult. I just never bothered. But the fact is, like we had a discussion on the Discord thing, the Friends of Models for Heroes the other night. Basically, what I was saying was, I'll it's a plea for to the masses. So I'll put my head on the screen. So I was saying, I actually don't know what to build next. I have a little bit of a problem because I've I, I'm building the Qatari Spitfire, but I've sort of paused that because we're doing the beer carrying Spitfire, and I didn't particularly want to do two Spitfires at once. Finish the Camel. So then I was thinking about what'll I do? What'll I build next? And so I spoke to the guys and asked, what kit should I do? And where to put it? Where is it? Well, I can't do that one anymore. I've lost it.
I can't remember what one you finally decided on. I know all I can remember is I don't think it was the one I said you should.
Oh yeah,
Or the one
yeah,
that
you're
Bird
right.
Panzer.
Duke has a
Oh,
good
Yeah.
comment there.
Panzer.
It's a
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that was a good choice. I think the Victor was very
Oh, the
close.
Victor looks fantastic. So yeah, I think my next build will be sorry, too much glare. But turn that one off.
We're making
that
him
didn't
into
help.
an armor modeler, one kit at a time.
Berg Panzer
Oh.
T60.
Burger Panzer. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
because
only is
everyone
he
likes
becoming-
burgers.
not
Yeah.
only is he
Oh,
becoming-
I like cheeseburgers.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Not only is he becoming an armor modeler, he's also becoming a diorama armor modeler.
Yeah.
Diorama.
You try saying that with a mouthful of peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because the other
Right,
choice
rah, rah,
was
rah.
the
It's easy for you
FX
to say,
72nd
Gareth.
scale Hanley Page Victor with all its bells and whistles and interior photo etch and stuff like that.
Yes.
I know, right? But now because I'm doing the Berg Panzer, I feel like I'm committed.
Oh yeah. You're doing the Victor after the Berg Panzer.
Oh God, I don't know.
You are.
Guess what I ordered yesterday?
What'd you order?
The Mini Art 135 Austin armored car, World War One armored car.
Woo-wee.
Oh,
Going to the big time.
The
I need it.
interior kit one.
Yeah.
It
I've
and the one I got is the Indian camouflage one as well.
Ooh.
So it's,
Indian
I
camouflage.
mean, like tropical camouflage.
Could you enlighten us with the illustration of that or something?
Gonna show us. No, that's not that. That's
If I can find
that's
the
a
kit
secret.
online.
That one, John. Put it back. It's a secret. It's a
is it?
secret.
Okay. All right. I'll put
No,
that
it's
one
not. It's not a secret. I'm only joking.
back. Right.
Oh,
So
well,
this
if I find the kit online, I'll show you.
This is a Fokker D7, which we bought, weeks ago, because it
You
looks
carry on, Gary.
delicious. So one of these was, he does. One of the schemes there is that one. That's Ernst Udet.
Yes.
And I thought,
Yes.
that's nice. I could do that. I haven't decided which scheme I'm going to do that one there. But a new stash acquisition happened today because I just got an in-stock notification from our local B&A Hobbies. They've got that in stock as an Eindecker.
The Eindecker, yeah.
Ooh.
So it's an E3. And one of the schemes in Dissawan, it's just a weekender, is that green one there. And that's Ernst Udet as well. So I could have two of the Fokkers.
Yeah.
We'll see how
Two
that goes.
fuckers.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that D7 pattern is one of the most famous.
Some of our viewers may notice that because I too have a Fokker, yes, a future 3 veterans build will be a Fokker.
No, it doesn't have to be. I don't want to force you into something that you don't.
Better.
feel-
I bought a biplane. I'm not doing biplanes. The only reason I bought a biplane is to do it on 3 veterans.
Okay, so an earthy color. This is too light. You reckon I
What
should
is
go
it?
like a very dark brown,
Oh
like
boy.
a green brown?
You know,
Nice.
I'm not one to offer advice. All I could say is that maybe you want to watch some Night Shift episodes
Mm.
of Martin Kovac and what he does, because he
All right,
builds up a dark basin and works
Yeah.
from there.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do that because
For
What do you got,
dioramas,
Gary? What is it?
for bases, I tend to use something like that, which is just an artist's acrylic burnt umber. If I want it a bit lighter, I mix it with a similar product of white and just get it to
Okay.
the color I want, and I use that for my base. Otherwise, you're going to use, just the bottle's just the size. You're going to use a crap load of that on that
Yeah.
base, whereas this
Okay.
is a lot cheaper. I wouldn't use this on. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, looks like
What's happened?
an episode of Sunrise.
Yeah, I've gone into the abyss.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Color
Uh-oh.
pattern.
Oh no.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
There
Oh,
we go.
Oh,
That looks nice.
stayed.
There you go.
Very
Fascinating.
good. I wholeheartedly endorse that one, Mikey. Yes.
That's an interesting.
You know, they've
Yeah.
got that one down at Frontline as well.
Apparently they had
John's
a crew
army
of four.
collection is getting larger.
They had a crew of 4 in there as well.
That's very good.
Full interior as well. Oh,
Oh, so Kieran Pitts Kits, his comment there.
Do the victor.
Right, now I'll just grab that and show you. Oh, massive.
Okay.
it's just so
Bloody
beautiful,
thing.
though.
Oh, this won't fit on the screen. But anyway.
That's
so
what she said.
So I won't, you'd be familiar with the actual kit. It's the FX one. It's the blue steel one. So it's a. Let me show the end of the box. That one, right? Blue steel. But all the extras I got this one from Dave Goldfinch in a auction 2 years ago for friends of Models for Heroes 48 and 48. So I've got extra decals with that, different schemes. Actually, let me open that up because I think these are lovely. I was looking at these the other night and I'm just going, oh yeah, I could do this. So all those other decals there, and they've got mainly all the same scheme, different decals, different squadrons, but some of them have white half bottom with the washed out nuclear flash, anti-flash roundels and all that sort of stuff. So I've got all that. I've also got brass HF antennas for it. Actually, pitot probes and refueling probes. I thought they were HF antennas, but they're not. They're pitot probes on the wingtips. I've got, what have we got? An exterior set.
Woo!
So
Boy, you're going all
sorts
out
of
on this
stuff
John.
there. I've got an air brake set. I've got the full interior, which you won't see. And I think, looking through the box, yeah, I think that's all the goodies.
Well, Edward, thanks you very much.
Oh yeah,
But
because
John,
hello. Oh, and the blue steel's already made up. Yes. Jesus.
is it finished yet?
So yeah. So I don't know. This does look like it's a nice kit.
That would be something maybe you want to just do in steps and maybe update during one of the shows. That's a lot of work.
Oh, it is. Yeah, but I tend to. I don't know. I just build whatever I want to build, if that makes sense. And what I need to do is I really enjoy the builds I do with the other gents on this and whatever, but I also get distracted by we're having a group build on this theme and I need to go off and buy one of them, and
Right. Yeah.
I need
it's
to
not
do less
just
of
me
that,
doing
more of what we want. Say again?
Is
It's
the
not
stream,
just
you know, when
me.
we transition between different screens, is the StreamYard lagging, going slow for anyone else, or is it just mine?
It's just yours, maybe.
I think it may be yours, Mike, because everything seems to be
Okay.
working normal on my end.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and
Oh, God.
kick the wife off the telly.
So would I be in trouble then if I didn't do
Take
the
the
bird
plug off
panda
the-
next?
I'd like to see that one, John.
Well, Johnny,
It does look nice.
The Burger Panther.
John, it's your model, mate. You build what you want.
I know.
The only
But, you
person
know.
you're going to be in trouble with is yourself.
John Victor.
Yes,
so there's a-
indeed, DJ.
And
There's a
old
picture
ones.
you wouldn't have seen, Jim, because you're not on the FaceTimes and face tubes. What do they call it? Face bloody book?
Tube.
I couldn't remember the name of it. Bloody, where is it?
Facebook.
So, there we go.
Meta.
So, Scale Modeling Twins. This is our cover photo.
Oh, nice. I like it.
So, you
I
know,
like that a lot.
we're actually in the same room at the same time for once. And it happened to be at Duxford. So, yeah,
Yes.
beautiful aircraft.
Nice picture of Kerry Ann's Uncle Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, nice. I like that. Well, I am subscribed to your channel, Scale Modeling Twins. So I'm
Oh, thank you.
on YouTube. That is. I mean, if you
Yes.
So
are
you're
you
the
posting
one.
stuff on both Facebook and YouTube, or just
So
one?
have you done it in the California, the Chicago way of doing it for like you vote early, vote often? Have you subscribed to it about 6 times?
No, I can only do it once.
Hmm.
I can like things more than once because I can go on my phone and also on the also on the app on my television. And I have noticed that I do have the ability to like twice. It doesn't take away one like and replace it with the other. It's two. I think it's two separate likes.
Yeah. Right.
So in that way, I can vote more than once.
Oh, get in there.
I think I've subscribed twice, John, because I've got 2 YouTube accounts.
I need to upload more stuff. I say that every time I'm on here. But,
Excuse me. a
Yes,
second,
you
folks. I gotta
do.
step away.
Kieran says the Victor build sounds amazing. Looking forward to whenever you get to it. You could do that as a YouTube video.
I could.
Do
I
your own
built
little live
the
streams where you do
Matchbox
like an
one,
hour.
about 2 years ago, and didn't really enjoy it because it's the old Matchbox kit. But it's chalk and cheese. This one looks like a good build. I've heard nothing but good things about it, really.
You could do a build, but do it as like a 1 hour live or something like that. Once a week or every couple of weeks or something.
Yeah, I know.
Get yourself
with the
used to
Iron
live
Decker,
streaming
I'm
on your
thinking
channel.
about doing that as well.
Because you don't need StreamYard to stream on your own channel, you know, if
No,
it's
you're
just
right.
you doing it.
Yeah, I could do that. But the thing is, like, you know, when I'm with you guys, I've got stuff to talk about and all that sort of stuff. If it's me by myself, you're just going to hear me swearing all the time. You know, so
Yeah, you won't have anyone to keep you in check and stop you getting yourself kicked off YouTube.
oh, here's the thing. I did a bit of research. So you
Mr. Evans is
remember
in the house.
Oh, standby beds.
Afternoon, Gary.
He says, afternoon,
Hello,
sorry I'm
Gary.
late, been filming and now editing. Busy. Hello, Gary.
Oh,
Another good show this morning, sir.
Yes.
oh, I haven't seen it yet. I was about to, but then I had to do this. So I'll get to that. Don't you
So,
worry about that.
you have a rather phallic look on your desk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who? What?
Why did you have such a phallic looking thing on your desk?
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that.
You've moved it.
That's blue steel.
Yeah, that's blue steel.
Isn't that the one Isn't that the one that the guy from Night at the Museum did? Blue steel. That was his
Yes.
signature move.
Yeah, and this is why they call it that, from the missile. It goes sort of outside the bomb bay of a well, Victor and a Vulcan, like
Yeah.
that. So that's
Ah.
Bombay, so it sits underneath it. Yes, but that was from the Victor kit. So I've made that up ready for the... Anyway, so remember we were talking about Spitfires and the problems I had building them the other day. I'll read from the Bible here. This won't take long. I found this interesting. So they had trouble building them initially. So there were 78 fuselages and just 3 sets of wings. The director of production ordered the Supermarine to make additional jigs where possible, with all possible speed, and general aircraft had also been ordered to duplicate the wings. He added that the position was pitiful. Material was coming out of the factory very badly, and men were being taken off the fuselages owing to the lack of wings. Dennis Webb later revealed that one of the causes lay in the way the equipment had been set up at Supermarine. Wings produced in the jigs at Woolston frequently failed to marry up with the fuselages. Detective work pinned down the reason. It was traced to the state of the tide when the riveting and bolting up of the structure took place. The wing jigs had been erected on reclaimed ground on the side of the river, and in spite of the workshop having been built on massive piles, nevertheless there was minute movement of the floor between high and low tide. So there you go.
There you go.
So that's the main reason they moved away from Southampton up to Castle Bromwich.
Well, there you go.
Isn't that interesting?
Nothing gets in the way
See,
of
you
Mother
come
Nature.
here and you get an education. Sorry, Gary?
I said
Oh,
nothing
gosh,
gets
yeah.
in the way of Mother Nature.
No.
There
But at
we
least
go.
if you come here, you get an education about it.
You get
Yes,
education.
indeed. Yeah. Oh,
And
and
You leave
Benji's
here
joining in.
more
too.
intelligent than you
I think a pigeon has just invaded Benji's airspace.
So that's it then. That's going to be the next big thing on the bench. Oh no,
Okay.
I should finish the Qatari Spitfires first, shouldn't I?
I thought you were doing the Berg Panzer.
Yeah, I know. What do you think?
We've talked him out of that.
I don't bloody know. I'd enjoy all of them. That's
But we
why I
want him
have
to
them.
do more armor.
And Mikey, I think we got some comments to catch up on.
But
Oh
it's
yeah,
a-
I'll shut up.
There's not much.
Yeah, I
just
can never
people
get
saying
word
hi
in with
to
you.
everyone.
Well, Duke had an
Sonic
interesting
says,
one a few back.
Cat keeps standing on my laptop keyboard trying to get to my food. He's a greedy fucker. Sonic
dog
also
laugh.
says, not bad, cheers, Gary. How are you doing, buddy?
John Mayfield. Good morning,
And
sir.
Mr. Mayfield's in.
Oh, Mr. Mayfield.
Mr. Mayfield's in.
Yeah,
Morning, John.
He says, there's a Victor at Duxford.
I know. You're the guy that took that photo I showed earlier.
He
What a good
knows.
photographer he is.
He is. As well as being an award-winning modeler.
That was a
Yes.
good day. I enjoyed that day. He's an award-winning modeler, unlike his brother.
Yes.
Oh!
Ooh, sick burn. Yeah, I reckon.
Oh.
I'll be careful since his brother's the one that does the masks for you.
Oh yes. I'm sorry, Mel. Mel, yeah, not Malcolm. Mel. They're different people.
Malvin? Who the hell, Malvin?
Melvin. God, I've got stuff spread from arsehole to breakfast now. I'm gonna have to clean that up later.
I have no idea what you're saying. Mr. Mayfield also says,
Chasps.
Chappises.
afternoon, chaps and chapesses, and Gary.
Don't know what you mean.
So,
Yeah, Gary, you're an in-betweener.
okay.
Honestly.
So then I am out of something to do, if that makes sense. Tell you what, we've got another 3/4 of an hour. So I've got super glue now. I'll have a go at rigging this again.
If I may intervene here, Duke had an interesting comment a few bit back. He says, I have a mix of about 6 or 7 different. There you go. Thank you, Tiffany.
This is why it's
bags.
important to let me and Tiff actually do the comments rather than just talking constantly. That's not a dig at anyone, by the way.
But I like that. I know what he's talking about. I did the same thing, Duke, and it was not used kitty litter, by the way. It was fresh, and it does work very well. You're right.
Yes, the used stuff clumps up a bit.
There you go. I spoke my piece.
God.
Oh, it's getting
Mr. Mayfield says, I'm just about to have a mug of coffee and some dark chocolate hobnobs. Hi, Tiff and DJ.
Oh, no. It's too hot for hobnobs today.
Crikey. How am I
I
going to
feel a post-show magnum coming on.
Oh.
I could always upset Mr. Mayfield and show him
Oh,
what
yeah.
biscuits I've got.
You don't have magnums over there, Jim?
It's an
What
ice
are they?
lolly. You'd call them a popsicle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's an
All
ice
right,
cream
very
on a
good.
stick.
Ice cream on a stick covered in
Yes.
chocolate,
Ooh, very good.
which
Very good.
Mikey
Yeah, we
will
have,
berate me for having.
yeah, we have
Yeah, considering you're
bar.
diabetic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love one right now, but I can't either. No.
There's two types of diabetic. There's strictly strict diabetics, which is what Mikey is, and there's that.
And the ones that are going to have their feet cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know someone who had to have that done more than both feet.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's where the diabetes usually builds up in first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Effect
That's
from it, I
why,
should say.
that's why you have to, if you're diabetic, you have to have your feet checked annually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Because
you.
you
And,
lose-
oh. Okay.
nerves in
Annually,
your
not
feet die.
anally.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Right. My mistake.
The nerves in your
body
feet
cavity
die off,
probe.
so you don't notice when your feet get cut.
Yeah.
You don't notice when your feet get cut, and then they don't heal because of the diabetes, and then they just get infected, and then they turn gangrenous, and then you have to have them amputated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
They run a Doppler machine over your feet now, and it's all quite technical.
Okay.
And then they say to me, "Oh, you're obviously following your regime. You're doing very well. Your feet are nice. You know, your 3 monthly blood sugar levels are nice. Blah blah blah." Okay, thank you very much. I'll carry on with what I'm doing. Back to the ice lollies and beer.
Well, my mum's a diabetic, but you know she's about 6 foot.
Duke
Does
says
not
the
pay
almond
any more
chocolate
jokes.
covered Magnum is nicest.
Not a big lover of almonds.
Oh, they're very good for you.
I like the triple chocolate ones.
But you can't have the
With the
triple
caramel
chocolate
in.
one.
Ooh, that sounds very decadent.
You might know it as caramel.
It is. No, Carmel's a place up the road.
Strychnine anally.
It's a village up the road.
I don't even know what DJ Sonic's on about. I think the cat must have walked across the keyboard again.
Yeah.
Maybe like you said strychnine earlier. And I had something but anyway, I'm like, what?
Gary says, Jim, Ben and Jerry's do chocolate covered ice cream on sticks.
Oh,
Yes, they do.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yes, they do. Ben and Jerry's.
That's
is
basically
my
what an
favorite.
Magnum's like.
Yeah, there's Ben and Jerry's, and then there's Breyers ice cream, and
never had
Breyers.
that.
both are very, very good.
Yeah, it costs about as much as a house in Australia, though.
Yeah, they're not cheap here either. I mean, if you wanna indulge yourself, for me, it's a once in a while thing. I like stuff like that too much. That's why I don't buy it.
Right. Ah.
Good idea playing the cat. Well, that's what I always would do. I'd say the dog did it.
It was not me. A big boy did it and ran away.
Crikey, blimey.
Is that a hawk?
It
Gary?
is a hawk, sir. It is a hawk. It's about to be unmasked.
Very good. That Matchbox kit?
Airfix.
Airfix. Okay.
So I didn't have a lot of space to play with for masking it with regards to it's a very, very basic canopy. So I did it in little squares and it worked quite well, actually.
Did Airfix create the framing strong enough where you could use it as a guide for the cut the masking tape?
Probably they have, and unfortunately they probably haven't had taken into account the Morris sausage fingers and heavy-handed approach to modeling.
Yeah, well, I know how you feel. I got the same thing when it comes to small parts.
So
Like
I decided to do it. Took slightly longer to mask it, but do you know what? I would use that method again any day because I'm a bit strange because, as you probably well know already, I actually find masking and decaling very therapeutic.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing on a lot of my models. I'll mask it as best I can and live with the results because a masking set's, I mean, for obvious things you need it, but for something like a small airplane that has a very small amount of clear parts to cover up, that yeah, I'll do it myself.
Sure.
I did. Marion has a
What the?
Cameo silhouette cutter.
Oh, okay.
Which actually my daughter's got at the moment. So I was thinking of making my own masks with that, but it's too challenging. I'll stick back to doing it the old. To a certain degree, I mean, Mal Mayfield is the expert when it comes to masking, and yeah, it's quite complicated. It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it's a thought getting one of those masking machines. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Literally, you draw it all out in a program and then load the drawing into the silhouette cutter, and it'll cut it out on sheets of Tamiya masking tape or masking tape. And, the stuff Mal pushes out is unbelievable. I could never. I don't have the patience, and B, I don't have the artistic ability. Oh, another pigeon gone over, is it, Bendy?
well, okay, yeah. Comment time.
Duke says, "Bless you, Tiff." Tiff says, "Thank you, Duke." And Duke says, "Bless. Oops, blasted cat."
From Scotland all the way to Australia? How's that possible? I was going to say that now when it comes to making masks, do you have to scale it out kind of like a CAD thing so you can make it precisely to whatever dimensions you want to print it to?
Yeah. I did try making some masks rather than use decals, and what I did was I took a decal sheet and then scanned it, and then the image I loaded into the software for the silhouette cutter, and then used the cutting software to mark out the roundels and all that. And I did have some success with that, but the best way to do it is to start from scratch and design your own. And
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'm sure everyone here or some do watch that very talented young man Plasmo.
Yeah,
when he did the Arma Hurricane, he did his own markings on there, and it was holy cow! It's just incredible. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be that ambitious, but some markings would be like, for instance, canopy masks would be something I could find a use for having a machine like that around. Yeah.
I think some of the problem lies with 10 years ago, before I had my strokes, I probably would have been able to do it. It gets to a point when I'm doing something complicated that my brain sort of gives up on it, and I get to a point where I don't know where I'm at what I've done, and it just gets
I'm
confusing.
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
I
That's-
Well, it's just the way it
well,
is.
now Gary, when that occurs, you like kind of pull yourself away from it for a little while, and maybe
I just have to stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to stop.
okay.
You know.
That's similar to what happens with me when I'm looking at a computer screen for a long time. I got about 20, 30 minutes before my eyes get so bugged out that I'm almost falling asleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone could. I mean, my hat's off to people who earn a living looking at a computer screen for more than an hour at a time, because I've never gotten used to it.
Yeah.
It's like similar, like when in a former life I worked in air traffic control, so you only did so many controllers only do so much time on a screen on a control screen. One, because they're looking at a screen for so long. That B, they're obviously working in a high stress environment.
Yes,
They
very
only do
much
like
so.
they
Yeah,
only do like 45-minute sessions, and then they're off for a while, and then they go back.
yeah, I could see that. That's two good reasons.
So it's the same principle, you're looking at the screen all the time. So when we do the Saturday show on Discord, the Saturday club session, which is 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm
Woo,
absolutely wiped out when I come off of that, because
6 hours. Woo.
it's like this, but
Wow.
but then again, I'd be sat at the bench for 6 hours, so
Yeah, but time goes by much faster when you're
absolutely.
when you're absorbed in
Absolutely.
something you're working on, like what you're doing now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're sat here with your friends as well, and you're having a laugh and a bit of banter.
Sure. Yeah. Very true.
And as
Oh, you must be
Mick Wilson said this morning, it gets rid of the solitude. Although that's not what he said at the first time. He posted up, "We want to get rid of the
or is solidarity.
solidarity of model making." What he meant to say was solitude.
Hmm.
So, but we managed to.
Yeah, if you think about it, model building is a kind of like a lone one person hobby for the most part. You're there at your workbench.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. This is like these sessions we do here, and what we find on Friends of Models for Heroes is it's able, with things like StreamYard and Zoom and stuff, it's able to be, for the first time, a social thing, because you can have a monthly, say, model club meeting or whatever, but then it's just too hard to bring all your stuff with you and everything else. But by doing this, like we've as we say every time we go live, that we're building up a community of like-minded people that the same interests and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Look at what we're doing now. Here I am in Telford, centre of the modelling universe, as we know.
Yes.
John's down there in Australia. Jim, you're over in the States. Sonic and Modmin are up in Scotland. It makes the world a much smaller place. We can all get together and.
Yes, I agree, Gary. You're right. I mean, for me personally,
What did he say?
I'm only the person that runs the channel,
Oh, just
It's only my channel.
oh, we forgot, Gary. You forgot about Wales.
Forgot about Wales. Yeah, sorry. We keep doing that in England.
Yeah, well, it's not on your flag, is it?
Yeah, bastards.
Well, there was the Welsh Rebellion in 1400.
Oh, yes.
Well, was that because the coffee shop's shut? Oh, the year.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. The year 1400, 1401. Yes.
They got their own back now with their 20-mile-an-hour speed limits.
Oh, okay. We see it. Yes. As I said, that's
I don't forget
that's a
about
beautiful
Wales.
coat of arms.
I don't see anything. What am I looking at?
So that's not coat of arms. That's national flag.
I know. I'm just saying
Flag of my
it looks
country.
like a beautiful coat of arms. I mean, that's I like that flag very much.
Yes, it's not quite a rampant lion, though, is it?
It's the best flag.
Well, Gary,
No, but
seeing you brought it
fair.
up, male lions especially can be quite lazy and sleep close to 20 out of 24 hours a day.
Yeah, Gary.
Whereas
That's
the females do all the work, including keeping the males from eating the young.
Oh, what do
And
you
your
know?
point
It is like
your-
Telford.
Your point is what?
Well, you know that old saying about World War I, lions being led by donkeys. And
Yeah.
someone turned that around and he said, donkeys are actually very resourceful, reliable, and strong animals, and lions tend to be lazy. So I think I'd rather be a donkey.
Well, when you think about it, in the wild, lionesses do all the hunting.
Yes, they
and
do.
Lions just come in for the feed.
That's
the
right.
lion, the male lion. In real life, the ladies
Gary's
go and
house.
do all the shopping, and the men come in and eat all the food. So it's not much similar, not much different, rather.
Not much similar.
Teamwork.
I'm not
Well, I was
touching that
thinking
one.
just now, because I've mentioned before that my father's Welsh, but he was born in British India, what's now Pakistan, in the Khyber Pass. So
So it
in a
can't be
way,
Welsh,
he's a
then.
trendsetter, because most Welsh people are born in India these days, aren't they?
No, most Welsh people are born in Wales. Funny
Are
that.
they? Oh, could have sworn.
You have to be
'Cause there was a
born in
big
Wales
sort of
to be
protest.
Welsh.
Oh, you've got Welsh blood in you, John?
Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Oh, jeez, man, oh man.
I do. My
You have to
father
be born in
is.
Wales to be Welsh.
Oh, okay. Bloody
You
racist.
can be British if you're
Uh,
born in in a colony or whatever.
a
But
colony.
you can't be Welsh in the empire, in the old empire. But you're not Welsh unless you're born in Wales.
Well, he moved back to Wales when he was 1.
How can he move
With
back to
his-
Wales if he was never born there?
Well,
If he hadn't lived there before, how is he moving back there?
Well,
his
put it like this:
father.
I doubt Mikey very much. He went on his own at that age.
No.
Well, that's my point. But his dad wouldn't have been going back there because his dad had never been there. You can't go back to somewhere you've never been. Think about it.
Wow.
Yeah, but
14:01, just after 2:00.
Yeah, Sonic got it. Yeah.
or 1301 Zulu. I'll get that one in for Gary.
Yeah, it's Zulu time, if that means anything to you.
Yeah, if that means anything to you.
Yeah.
Lions make love for 2 hours. My theory's just gone out the window. What about 20 seconds, including
Well,
the cuddle and the cigarette?
I made the right.
Well, this episode's been interesting.
Well, we were talking about wildlife. We were talking about lions.
Yeah, I know. I kind of
King of the
opened up
beasts.
Pandora's box.
The king of
What do we got here, John?
Oh, this is me. I made the right choice.
Oh, that's when you were playing with your
Lions
sausage
Club
the
of
other
Raymond
day.
Terrace, Inc.
And it says John on the apron.
Oh,
Just
there it is.
In
Okay.
between the boobs there.
Yeah.
So I haven't joined yet, but I'm joining Lions Club, the local Lions Club.
That's when you were playing with your sausage the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, for 2 hours. No, 4 hours, in fact. At what we call Hammer Barn, which is where Bluey goes with his family.
Who's blue?
Oh, it's a cartoon
I see.
dog.
Back to cartoons again. We started off talking about Goofy before we went on air.
Have you not
We
heard
did.
of Bluey, the TV show?
Wasn't
No, I haven't.
that Steve Irwin's dog named Bluey?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Oh my gosh, I got to
Oh,
remember
right
that.
then.
I used to watch that show all the time.
Oh God, he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the animal world lost a big friend when he was
Yeah.
when he died. Very sad.
But to be fair,
I see DJ is throwing the gauntlet down.
oh, here we go.
He says the English need 3 lines, but the Scots only needed 1.
That's
The
Bluey.
Scots have a
right.
unicorn.
That's Bluey, I take it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe my grandkids know who Bluey is. I don't know.
Oh, she's
I'm sorry. It was Suey, not Bluey.
Suey,
was
that
the
was it.
dog's name,
That was
yeah.
it.
Suey.
Yeah. Suey. Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking
Australia Zoo.
Oh, we're talking about the crocodile hunter, Mikey. Steve Irwin, the late Steve Irwin.
yeah.
He had his trusty dog with him at all times. She went with him everywhere.
Yes.
No way to talk about his daughter.
Oh,
What's her name? Bindi, isn't it?
Bindi, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
She's married with a
She's
kid now.
pregnant now, isn't
That's
she?
right. That's right. Yes, she is.
She's already had a kid.
Doesn't
That's
his son run Australia Zoo now?
Yes.
Yeah. And I have been there. It's extraordinary. I used to think Steve Irwin was a bit of an idiot, but I went to his zoo and I very quickly changed my mind because
Yeah.
all the money he made in the TV shows he did, he put back into looking after animals and stuff like that. He's
Yeah. I mean,
Amazing guy.
I've heard he was a bit of a showman. Like he was always making sure a camera was on him. I don't know about that. All I know is what I saw on television, and what I saw on television was, him, introducing me to a world I didn't know, and it wasn't just Australian wildlife; it was all around the world.
Yeah, no, he's a great ambassador, and yeah, I miss him. I must admit, he was a good bloke.
Well, did
I
anyone ever
guess.
happen to see his? He snorkeled around the Solomon Islands and made a National Geographic documentary about it, and he documented the fighting that went on from Guadalcanal all the way to Bougainville.
All right.
It might be out there on YouTube. I don't know. I wouldn't even know
Probably is.
what title to put in to search it, but he did that, and it was. I remember seeing bits of it way back when. I mean, like probably 30 years ago.
Well,
Duke says, my grandkids watch Bluey all the time. I watched it with them for a year before I realised Bluey's a girl.
Yeah. Oh, it's a funny show.
And Bluey's a
short
Letty,
of-
right?
short of putting this on the stand, this is done.
Looks great.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the Hawk is a beautiful looking airplane. I've always liked it. I built.
Yeah.
No, I didn't build. I built the Alpha Jet. Excuse
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, very
The
similar.
Matchbox kit. I built the Alpha Jet kit, not the Hawk. That's right. But they did make the Hawk too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anybody build? Build Matchbox kits if they find them anywhere?
I built the Lysander not that long ago. I went to a model show-ish. It wasn't actual models. It was everything else here called Our Town, Newcastle. And there was a Handley Page Victor and a Lysander Matchbox kit. So I just grabbed both of them. One was $20, one was $50. So that was
Gary Evans is just finishing off building the Matchbox Chinook.
That's right. That's right. I heard that today on his Monday Matters. That's right. I'm looking forward to seeing that. No, the reason I bring it up is because when I go to swap meets here in America, I see all these old model kits for sale. Stuff from when I was a Ute, and one thing I don't see much of is original issue Matchbox kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just asking about that.
We, the family, so me, Paul, and our other two brothers, Andrew and Damien, built probably most of the Matchbox things back in the 80s, and that's fantastic kits for their time.
I was very, as a child when I was modelling, I was very picky and very probably stuffy about kits I built, and I never liked the Matchbox kits then, because I didn't like the 3-color plastic thing that they brought in, where you supposedly
that was an interesting concept, but I think
didn't have to paint them, and it was like, and it just didn't look right. So I never really built them as a child. Of course, now with their demise, they're harder and harder to get hold of.
A lot of them are reissued as Rebel now.
Yeah,
I
well,
know
yeah,
Rebel do quite a few of them.
yeah. MPC also. No, I'm sorry, that was Airfix. I'm sorry, that was in the 70s. MPC was licensed by Airfix to turn on a lot of their 72nd scale stuff here in America.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay. You know, nothing special. But I'm just bringing up that Matchbox because, like I said, I hardly see any of those for sale at swap meets nowadays. And I see all kinds of stuff from even the 50s. Some people are selling models. Original issue, I mean.
They had about 4 or 5 of them. Last time I went to our local bricks and mortar, they had about 4 or 5 of them for $10 each.
There you go. Yeah, what'd you get?
I was going to buy a couple, and he went, I said, these kits any good? And he went, probably worth more in the box than what they are built. And I went, put it back. Can't be asked.
They are good.
I'm
they
not a
go
collector.
to the plastic's great and stuff, but they're raised panel lines. They're of their time. So
sure, yeah.
It's a nostalgia thing. I mean, I
yes,
really
definitely.
enjoyed the Lysander kit that I did a couple of years ago. I had a. Oh, what's this?
Oh, your rooster.
A chook.
A chook.
Oh, come on, focus. There you go.
There you go. Got it. Perfect.
Oh, well done.
Very nice. Now I want some Kellogg's cornflakes.
You've even got the jowl done on it.
Yeah.
We have a couple of
ice.
roosters in my area. I hear them every morning.
Yeah, unfortunately, all I hear in the morning are the bloody crows coughing.
we got.
About 4 o'clock they start at the moment.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so
it's really
when I built the
creepy a few years
Lysander,
ago.
I can't remember what I had built before it, but basically I found myself going down a rabbit hole of trying to convert different brands, colours into the British standard sort of dark earth, dark green, that sort of stuff. And yeah, so as an aversion to all that, as a response to that, I guess I just grabbed Humbrol paint and just did the Matchbox Lysander as I would have in the 70s, and just brushed it, didn't airbrush it or anything else, and I loved it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can we go through the comments and leave DJs for the last?
I'm guessing come up then.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
We've lost Mikey, haven't we?
StreamYard's
Oh
dear.
We can still hear you.
I'll read the
Yes,
comments.
I see it.
Okay.
I think he's planning ahead.
Aussies tend to hate tall poppies. Yes. Aussies
That's
tend to
in
hate
reference
tall
to
poppies.
Irwin.
That's in reference to Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Must be an Australian thing.
Gary says, already got 4 more Matchbox challenges to build.
I'm looking forward to that, Gary. I love that. I love that subject you chose.
Duke says, I did a lot of Matchbox as my town didn't stock much Airfix.
Yeah, same.
Sonic says he used to have a cock, but then he got it cut off and called himself Tiffany.
That's why I was quiet. I was trying to think of a comeback.
Only Sonic.
Straight off your mum's teeth.
all this innuendo has reminded me of why my mother never wanted me to watch the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson when I was a kid.
Stuart,
I was watching an old episode of that on YouTube.
Yeah, I see them on YouTube all the time, Gary. I love watching those. They bring back
Don Rickles was on it. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I can even find some from the black and white television days before they went to color, where he was doing it from New York City.
yeah.
Wow. Albatross is a struggle the second time again. Oh, okay.
A little wash has just made this little wolfy pop.
There you go, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Lovely job there.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Language, Timothy.
So the
We've got
albatross flies
15 minutes
again.
left.
Looking great. I love that one, John. Very well done. Is that 48 scale?
No.
72nd?
72nd, yeah. She's a little.
Oh, okay. I see. Duke has just informed me of what that meant. The poppies.
Yes.
Duke says, Jim, tall poppies, it's an Aussie term for successful people. They love to hate them.
Okay.
That's true. We tend to, yeah. Well, they call it cutting down the tall poppies. Basically, it's everyone should be level with each other. They don't like achievers. It's sort of weird. But I guess it's no showboating and grandstanding or cocking, whatever you want to call it.
That's also why the Imperial War Graves are 30 inches tall by 15 inches wide by 3 inches thick. No matter what rank the person was.
Oh, okay.
So that they're all seen as equal.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Does Monty have that size headstone?
You would, yeah.
I don't think he's in an Imperial war grave, is he?
I have no idea. He wasn't killed in war, was he?
No, but he gave the better part of his life to his country as far as service.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether Monty is. I've got a feeling that Monty is buried in his local churchyard.
Okay. All right.
He wasn't given a state funeral, I don't think.
Really? I would think so.
No, buried in his family's grounds or something.
I would consider Monty the equivalent of World War II.
The only one from that era that got the state funeral was Churchill.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. Yeah.
I heard Monty's alive and well and working in McDonald's with Elvis.
If you heard that, you've heard
unless they are sports people.
Duke says, unless they're sports people, then we love them.
Then we love them. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. It's just you hear about they call it tall poppy syndrome. Like people don't like other people being successful. It's sort of weird. Jealousy, I guess.
It's an Australian thing.
Montgomery is buried at Binstead in Hampshire near his home, but his funeral was held in St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle.
Okay.
So he was probably given a sort of state funeral.
Yeah. Well, Monty took a beating, but the more as the years go by and I read more about him, he may have not been appreciated amongst his peers, but he was a soldier's general. I mean, he looked out for his men. He wanted to make sure they were equipped, trained, and properly set up with odds in their favor to succeed.
Yeah, and I'd say, for instance, Guy Gibson's dam busters. His reputation is, very brave man, all that stuff like that. But he has a reputation of being a bit of a martinet.
But they weren't in that job to make friends, were they?
No, but Monty, on the other hand, I've not heard a bad word about him and the way he treated people under him, around him, all that stuff.
Amongst his peers, meaning other general officers, supposedly he was insufferable. And never mind what George Patton had to think about him. Those two,
I was going to say him and Patton didn't see eye to eye, but there's two very, very strong characters there.
Well, I think, and I think as far as Patton goes, I think he had a bigger ego than Monty, and those kind of guys weren't going to meet. And Patton was well known to be Anglophobic, as some other American general officers were at the time. Predisposed, coming into it. But nonetheless, as far as Montgomery goes,
they also like to segregate their armies. So.
Oh, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, it's. I'll tell you what. That is much a part of American history as the internment camps for Japanese citizens during the war. That was another dark chapter in our history that at the time seemed like the right thing to do.
One of my favorites.
Go ahead, Mikey.
One of my favorite
Oh.
stories from Second World War is the Battle of Bamber Bridge.
Tell us
Now-
about the Battle of
Can you
Bamber
tell us
Bridge.
about it,
Drops out,
please?
right?
Now,
The Battle of Bamber Bridge. Right. In Bamber Bridge,
Oh,
there was
shut
an
up! It's
American
so
camp just
boring.
outside it.
Yeah.
And the black troops would obviously go into town and stuff, into the village and go to the pub and stuff. And the white American troops didn't like it. So they ordered the local pub landlords to ban coloureds.
Oh God.
And put signs outside the door saying whites only. So when the white troops went down to the village the next day, all they could see on all the shops and all the pubs was signs saying blacks only.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I'll tell
Which
you
they
what.
weren't happy about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you don't want some
Um,
big mouth telling you how to run your business.
there's more to it. So a white military policeman went into one of the pubs and saw that there's a black GI there with his jacket not fastened properly. So he tried to arrest the coloured guy to get him out of the pub. And the entire pub, all the villagers in the pub all stood up and said, if you touch him, we'll have you. You leave him alone, you get out of this pub. So he went back to the camp, got the rest of the white military police guys. They came down, got into a brawl. They got their backsides kicked, so they went back to the camp and got all the firearms out the armory, and went down to the village and decided to open fire on the black troops. And all the village people stood around and said, if you're shooting them, you're shooting us as well. And then they shot one black guy, and I think it was, and then they were forced to leave and go up to the camp, and they were banned from going into the village again. And they've made sure. No, the white.
Ah, good.
an
Because it caused too much trouble.
interesting segue there is that when I was in the Air Cadets in the late 70s, I was the Air Cadet Flight Sergeant at 2376 Squadron, Bamber Bridge.
Ah, there we go.
What are the odds? So it's all your fault.
Yeah. There's a really interesting YouTube documentary about it.
No, it's
Well,
cats.
to add on to that, in the United States, black servicemen in certain states, primarily the Southeast United States, were denied access to restaurants, bars, and everything. But German prisoners of war were served.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
interesting, isn't it? I mean,
that's weird.
There you go.
Why it's believed that the Second World War and the experience of Black American GIs coming over to Britain and experiencing life in Britain and not being treated any different to the white village, the rest of the white people in the village, is actually what sort of started the civil rights movement, because they realized not everyone thinks like the white Americans.
Yeah,
Well,
I could take you back farther than that, Mikey.
Differently.
I could take you back farther than that. You can go back to World War I Paris, and black troops who served there, when they returned home, they commented that people in Western Europe did not look upon us with look down their noses at us with as much, or as with such intense hatred as our fellow Americans did. And that is something that I don't know if will ever go away in the United States. It is just such a polarizing issue, and it has been in this way for centuries. And I don't know when, if ever, that's going. Now it's calmed down a lot, and in some ways there's been change, but in other ways the change is sometimes cosmetic. And
I got to admit, like the first time I experienced racism was in Atlanta. Just say 20.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, just watching other people, just observing quietly observing behaviour and just going, "Whoa, that's not right." That's not.
Well,
that's not
that's part of the story of America, sadly, and is why it's just one of many divisions we have amongst the people that live in this country.
Oh, that's right.
There's also those that believe that people who legally migrate to America and gain their citizenship are still considered foreigners.
Yeah.
So what puzzles me is that those people who are throwing those words about where are their family roots from?
That's right. So I'm not allowed in Wales, as it turns out, because
There you go. We need some humor. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. We need some humor.
John, the next time you're over in Telford, Ron, the next time he's over in Telford, I can show you the sneaky route into Wales past the border guards.
I don't want to see that. Oh, you mean Ralph? Oh, okay. Okay. Right. Okay.
Duke says Market Garden was a brilliant plan. It was unfortunate that the Germans were there.
Yeah.
It was an ambitious plan, and it was always seen as an ambitious plan.
Very much.
I think the idea of, was it 7 days from conception to initiating the plan?
That's right. That's right.
That's very, very short to do something on that scale. There were so many things that if they'd have just gone right, then it would have achieved its objective. And, it virtually did achieve its objective, but it was those, people go on. If you listen to We Have Ways, which I know you do, Jim, they unfairly, I think, although I'm big fans of both of them, they unfairly pick on Jim Gavin, Jumping Jim Gavin, the American general, for not taking, was it the Nijmegen Bridge earlier?
Yeah, I believe he was in Nijmegen. Yeah,
instead he went for the ridge above it first.
Right.
And they reckon that had something to do with it. But hey, come on, you're trying to put 30 corps down a single track road.
Yeah,
with the enemy either side of the road. One tank gets taken out, you've got a traffic jam, and it happened.
Hey, Mikey.
Yes.
Do you want to finish on time today?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, we've got 2 minutes.
Shut up, Gary. Shut up, Gary.
Sonic says, once upon a time. Duke says, I know the Royal Flying Corps had cadets.
I have you know, it was the Royal Women's Auxiliary Bloom Corps.
Do that noise again, John?
Excuse me,
Gary after his.
Yeah, that's what I usually hear when I have bran flakes.
Sonic says, I joined the Army Cadets because I went to the wrong part of the building. It was meant to be the Air Cadets, which was upstairs from them.
True story.
That's a true story.
Yeah, true story.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Air Force cadets came to the school to advertise their presents for anybody who wanted to join. So I went to the building and ended up going to the downstairs section, which was the Army Cadets. I quite liked to look at it, so I stayed and joined. And
did you get to fly in a chipmunk? Never.
Because they were all upstairs, we used to refer to them as the Space Cadets. You could hear them jumping off the tables and stuff and like thumping on the floor above. True story.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, everyone.
So there we are. Another
10 a.m. sharp.
Another 3 veterans in the bag.
Yeah.
I'll give them some black coffee. That'll sober them up.
It would be nice if we could get other people to come up on the viewers panel as well, rather than seeing people every time.
Yes. Yeah. Come on, folks.
Yeah.
So very quickly, as I said at the start of the thing, if you came in late,
there we are.
I finished this is the Edward 48 scale
It's on with it.
camel. Painted up as Biggles if he was real. So it's Biggles flies again, hooray! And the albatross that broke in the move here. All the rigging and everything. I've finally got around to replacing it. So hooray!
Okay.
Albatross flies again. So
Yeah.
they're very different looking aircraft, but they're different scales, of course.
Yeah.
But hooray! I'm quite.
I'm really impressed with your small scale building of biplanes. That's, I mean, I just 32nd would be the smallest I would go.
Well, most of the time I have the camera on the desk is because I'm wearing these things on. I don't want to look like Gary, so there's that. But thank you, Jim. I'll take that as a compliment because it's a heartfelt one. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love that. Awesome build. These
it's a beautiful
Camel
looking
Edward
airplane. Yeah.
Camel kits. They are so good. So good kits. They're very nice.
I don't know what he means.
And on that note,
I get sick to death of stream. I'm going to slow my computer. Sonic says, another good stream, lads. And Duke says, have fun till next time.
Yeah,
Yes,
Thursday.
we will be back on Thursday at 11 p.m.
With the Battle of the
You'll know we're
1100
live because we'll be
hours.
going.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I think it'll go together better from Thursday.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to try and figure out what the hell's going on with my internet, my computer. It seems to be running slow the last couple of days.
Last couple of years,
last couple
buddy.
of days it's been running really slow. So yeah, say goodbyes, everyone.
Bye,
everyone.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Carry on, chat.